Now, back when I drank alcohol, I was never really the person that I wanted to be. I found it very difficult to express the authentic version of me, my authentic self. I was very reserved, and I just never put out the real me. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, but in this video, I actually want to break things down. I want to talk to you about what things were like when I was drinking and how I wasn't really the nicest person to be around. I was a lot more selfish, a lot more greedy, a lot more self-centered. I wasn't so giving. And something just happened today, and I'm actually going to share it with you guys. And we went and helped out this kid. And I wasn't going to make a video about it. I didn't want to be one of those people that did, a charitable act and then had to tell everybody on social media. Because when I see that kind of stuff, I think, well, really, did you really give freely, or was that just an idea for you to kind of boost your status? But I can kind of boil this down to a lesson where I'm going to share this experience with you because I think it's so important if you're on your journey to stopping drinking, where you can kind of see the contrast of what happens when you stop drinking. Because that's all I'm trying to do on this channel, is I'm trying to share my experience with you guys of how stopping drinking has made me more confident, more spiritual, more productive, just a better member of society. It's just changed every single area of my life. And today, through going through this experience, it was like a moment where I was like, this would never have happened. 2.5, 3 years ago when I stopped drinking, I was just getting through the day. I was in that cycle where I thought that it was all over. I was just never going to escape this cycle. I was never going to reach my potential. I was never going to create the life of my dreams. And I was just going to be stuck doing what I was doing for the rest of my life. And I got there in my head where I thought it's game over. But things did change through using first principles thinking, through doing the things that I talk about on this channel all the time. Everything in my life has changed. So I am going to share this experience with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's get into it. So I'll split the video up into 3 sections and you can get the timestamps in the description. I'll just touch on a little bit about how I was as a drinker and I'll do a bit of reflection. I'll talk a bit about the transitionary period that I actually went through and how I got sober using first principles thinking. And then I actually want to give some examples of how things are completely different now, and especially when it comes to being my authentic self and giving a lot more. Just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to the free video training showing you how to control your drinking without AA or willpower, click the link in the description. I'll be showing you how to use the mental model called First Principles Thinking to get control of your drinking. I'll be talking about the 5 critical mistakes that 90% of drinkers make, and I'll also be sharing the 2 phases of becoming sober clear. You do not want to miss that training video. It will change your mindset around drinking forever, so you can start getting your health, career, confidence, and relationships back on track. Click the link in the description for instant access. So back when I drank alcohol, it was all about Leon. It wasn't about my family, it wasn't about my friends, it wasn't about the people around me that are close to me. It was all about Leon. It was all about Leon getting drunk, Leon going out finding drinks, Leon getting everybody to go party, Leon going to the bar. It was all really about me. I was self-centered. I was a lot more selfish. And it's quite embarrassing to say that. Now, I can do that because I believe that I'm the opposite now, like I give a lot more. But back then, it wasn't like that. It was all me. And it's kind of hard to give specific examples. Like, there might have been times where, I would choose going out over going to spend time with my family, or I'd avoid phone calls from my family because I was drinking. And there's all of these, they're almost like micro events that if you zoom in into these single events, they seem insignificant. So it's quite hard for me to reflect and give you very specific examples. But when you do these micro events again and again and again and again and again, you start hurting people, you start hurting relationships, and you really start damaging the confidence and the self-esteem that you've got. Now, one specific example that I can give you is with this YouTube channel. Like, this YouTube channel, it's not a thing that I've just started when I stopped drinking. I've been trying to make videos for 4, maybe 5 years. And what basically happened is there were periods, where I didn't drink alcohol and I'd start giving. Because YouTube, it's a platform where you've got to give. You've just got to give and give and give. You've got to put your energy out there. You've got to make videos, and you've just got to give so much. And there were times when I drank where I was cool to do that. I was giving a lot, and then I can literally look back at the old videos that are unpublished now, but I can see periods of my life where I didn't drink, publishing videos. Periods of my life where I drank, ain't publishing videos. Because I'm not bothered about helping people through video. I'm not bothered about creating valuable content. All I'm bothered about when I'm drinking is me. I didn't give money to family, I didn't give money to friends, I was a lot less helpful, and I was just a lot more selfish. I mean, I could spend 2 hours talking about how life sucked when I drank, but I don't drink anymore. I went through First Principles Thinking, which is a mental model. I've spoken about that on the channel many times. And like I said before, there is a free training talking about how to apply First Principles Thinking in the description. But just to give you a quick summary, First Principles Thinking, it's an ancient problem-solving technique. It's also a mental model. And what you do is you break down complex problems into their component parts. So So when I stopped drinking, I just got a ton of information about alcohol. I started looking at this idea of being an alcoholic, having an addictive personality, enjoying the taste, the courage that I thought that alcohol gave me. And I just built this new worldview where I saw alcohol for what it was. And when I did that, the desire to drink just disappeared, despite trying to quit drinking, 100 times in the past. I had this epiphany moment where it was like this done deal, and I just felt this certainty, which leads me to what I really wanted to reflect on this video. So me and my girlfriend, we're currently living in Koh Samui, and it's an island, and we came here because in Chiang Mai, you've got something called the burning season. We've been here now for 3 months. We're just in month 4 has just began. And so anyway, so we were driving back home, and there's this fruit in Thailand called durian, and you might have heard of durian before. It's a very smelly fruit, but sometimes it's quite hard to find. So every time that my girlfriend sees it, she's like, it's quite expensive. It's a treat. It might cost £5 for like a small piece of it, and or $6-7. So it's pretty expensive. But we went past and we saw the durian, and my girlfriend's like, Leon, durian. So I'm like, okay, let's check it out. So we go to the fruit shop, and there was this little boy there, and very small. He looked about 10 years of age, and he shouted, hello. And my girlfriend said, oh, he's Burmese, he's not Thai. I was like, oh, cool. So we went to order some fruit, and then I shouted to the boy, I said, oh, can I have a coconut? And he said, yeah. So he came through to the fruit shop, and then he started actually carving the coconut and then getting the machete. And this was like a little kid. He started breaking it open, and I said, oh, so do you live here? Like, are these your parents? And we started finding out a little bit more information. So this boy lived at the back of the fruit shop. He lived alone. He was 9 years of age. He was Burmese. His parents were working on a farm, and he was alone, and it just kind of crushed us. So we bought a coconut. I bought one for me. I bought one for the boy as well. He gave us the coconut, and then we went back the next day, which is today. And we met the owner of the fruit shop, and they were looking after the boy while the parents were working at the farm because they had no money. And quite traumatic. So we took the little kid with us. It's like, I know this sounds a little bit strange, but in Thailand, if people really respect generosity, so they were totally cool with us taking the kid. So we took him to Tesco. We bought like a bunch of snacks. We bought a few toys. We bought some clothes. We took him to KFC, and we just gave him a good time. And I'm not saying this to boast, right? I don't want to be one of those people that does something from the good of their heart just to kind of get a social boost and post about it on social media. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when I drank alcohol, there is not a chance in hell that I would have cared. I'm just saying that I know it sounds like I'm a bit of an asshole, but when I drank, I wouldn't have cared. And it felt so good to put my needs aside and my ego aside and just say, do you know what? This is a kid that he's 9 years of age, he's living alone, he's working, he's going to school and having to work at 9. And he kind of just broke my heart. And I thought, do you know what? And I said to my girlfriend, like, let's just give this kid a good time. And it was just a beautiful moment. And there are other examples of like how when I don't drink, I just give more. Like, so with the YouTube channel, I mean, starting SoberClear. SoberClear is a coaching business where I help people. Like, it's all a business about helping people. And it's all about solving the problem of being a problem drinker. It's a business that is all about helping people and giving value. This YouTube channel is all about giving. And when I stopped drinking, it stopped being about me. And it started being about what can I give? What can I give and what can I create to help other people? Which is just a completely different outlook. Before, it was just all about me, and these days, it's the complete opposite. And I really don't want to make this video into some kind of boast fest, but I'm just trying to share with you that when you stop drinking, it will not just change your life, it will impact the people that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. Whether that's your family, whether that's your friends, whether that's even strangers, because you're putting out a completely different type of energy. You'll be smiling more, you'll be greeting people, you'll have that natural confidence back. And that is like the authentic self. Like when I make these videos, I don't really plan these videos out too well. I just kind of put myself out there. I just be my authentic self. I say whatever's on the top of my mind and I just kind of go for it. But when I drank, this just didn't happen. It was like the alcohol clouded who I really was. And this is something that I hear people talk about again and again and again and again when they join the SoberClear program. When they get 3 weeks into the program, a month into the program, they start saying, it's like the real me is back. And it's like people around them start to see the real them is back and they start giving more. They start being who they really want to be. But anyway, guys, had to share that one with you. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.